My people, make una come follow me here to Rio. Ole me here no go fit hear this one. Come and hear celebrity secrets. You see some of the women say they're gonna do that. Come hear our husband. Come fix hidden camera for their matrimonial bed. If he knack his wife, he go record am, he go edit am, he go in and his friends get company when they sell and go they give, when they go they put for SB sites. And the man they pamper the wife, they buy a gift. The woman no know. Say now she, now her husband, they say different. They say if they bend, and so the man go they say turn left. I go pull the video, I go live for you. Not be waiting I see for social media carry con. Hey. Oh, twenge, my people. Come here, gist. Your husband go say, turn like this, Ben Yash, Ben nose. He go say, this is your husband. Why you tell they give one star? He said, before you know, the man will buy a gift. She not know say the man, they say, okpokpo. When some women they see for husband house, now really shaggy. Now really, una they try, oh. Add your matter content come aside. Now I go watch for inside this very video. So I go put them up before I go say, let's see your Harishan, who is Harishan, who is experiencing, who is seeing, who the talker.
Treated the case of a lady who discovered that her husband, Lord Jesus, and his friends, they have a WhatsApp group where they actually plant cameras in their homes and they sleep with their wives, and these women do not know, and then they record it and then they edit it and they share it in that group. The guys now say, Baba, you know, do this angle well, you know, fire this spot well. And after they are done editing, they now put it on a porn site and they get paid for it. Now, this lady discovered from, you know how your kid is just playing with your phone, Daddy Coco Melon, something. And then the child now swiped into
the group chat.
The woman just said, and she's like, how can this man have this kind of thing on his phone? Only to check and expecting to see, maybe she was already angry that, why are you doing something like this? And she now saw herself.
Hey!
Love Doctor. Shout out, because we treated it. And then herself and him, and she's like, she checked through that page and she now saw at least over 40 videos. Well edited that, and then she followed links and saw that it's on his site. So about 2 out of the 11, one has a fiance, one has a serious girlfriend, the other 9 are married. And all these women do not know that their intimate moments with these men that they call their partners
are being shared.
So they are making money from this. And these men are getting money from this.
So which means there's a high possibility that you might be dating a guy now and the guy is making content videos creator. Of
Is that grounds enough to leave?
I'm leaving. I discover that you went somewhere else. That thing will break me.
A Pornhub morning where your videos are.
It will never be my portion in Jesus' name. You have to understand that something like that, you have not just
they are making like $50,000.
You have not just offended God. You have offended me as a woman. You have offended that woman's womb that bore children for you. You have offended the woman's dignity. You have offended like the institution of your marriage, the sanctity of that home. How do you share your own intimate moments with your wife? Like Song of Solomon calls the woman, you are the fountain that only I drinks from. And then you go and start sharing those moments with other people.
Story time now I found out that my husband has been drugging me and making his dog have his way with me.
Which kind of husbands or people marry? We are there for the, like, Baba God, don't let me marry my enemy. So can't see there when we say you go here, you go remain small, you carry plank. Join the woman, go follow and go give the man. Woy.
Backstory: I am a 25-year-old female and I currently live in Lagos, Nigeria. I met my husband when I was in 400 level in school. Mind you, I studied a 5-year course, which means that I spent another year in school before my husband and I decided to proceed. When I was in 400 level, I met my husband. The relationship was sweet. In the beginning, I didn't even like him. I didn't like the idea of being around him. I just wanted to be on my own at the time. But it was persistence and everything. He would get me gifts. He would take me out on dates, and he told me that I was ready to wait until I was ready to get into it with him and stuff. So I thought to myself, this guy. Fast forward to my 400 level second semester, we now started dating. I gave him a chance and everything. Throughout my 500 level, I was the talk of the town. Everybody wanted to be like me because this guy was taking very good care of me. But one thing I noticed about my husband is that he told me that he doesn't want to touch me, like he doesn't want us to have sex, that he wants the relationship to just be like sexless, that because he feels like sex used to ruin things, that we should just kick it down a notch, that we should not have sex and everything. So I mean, I thought this is very weird, and it was like, oh, that I can use vibrators and stuff, and I was using those things, and to be honest, I was sexually satisfied because it was like, oh, he's a Christian, and that he wouldn't want to ruin like the religious thing for him, so we should just keep it till the marriage time. So fast forward to my sign out period now. This guy showed up with flowers, he showed up with everything, and he popped the question right in front of everybody: are you going to marry me, or will you marry me? And I was so happy. I told him yes, although I was not ready and I didn't know he was going to do it at that time because I was just graduating. I didn't even know what I wanted to do next, and I didn't think it was going to be marriage, but like we were in a very serious relationship. So this relationship continued and everything. We got engaged for like 2 months. We started planning the wedding. I met his parents, I met his friends, I met everybody. They were so nice to me. He comes from a very average family, but this guy is actually very loaded because he spends on me. And he was telling me that like after our marriage, he just wants to buy me like a car and everything. So this guy has been treating me so nicely. Like he has been treating me so nicely. I even remember one time like that my phone like got very bad when I was in like 400 level, and he changed it even when we were not even dating, and he hadn't even touched me yet. And he did not even touch me like until, do you understand? So fast forward now, this wedding preparation started. We started this wedding. I was excited, like I was the bride. We were spending so much money. This guy kept dropping money. The wedding was just such a big wedding. It was a success. So many people came. So many important people came to my wedding. I was so happy. Even my parents were proud of me. Everybody was proud of me. Unlike my husband, I come from a very poor background. In fact, I am the one feeding my family. And since my husband has gotten into my life, he has taken charge of the responsibility. He has started feeding my family for me and everything. So I love this man so much. Do you understand? This relationship continued. We started preparing for the wedding. His family really liked me. My family liked them. It seems like they were together. Although there were one or two things that were going on in the background, but like those ones didn't really matter and everything. This relationship now continued now. So fast forward to when we got married. On the night of our wedding, I told that my husband that I was ready for everything, since he said that it is Christianity that made him not want to do stuff with me. Like, do you understand? He now said, oh, that he's tired, that we can do it tomorrow and everything. So I now noticed the pattern. Like, first day we didn't do anything, second day, third day, fourth day. On the fifth day, his friends now came visiting. About 4 of them, like they came with champagne, and they were like, they came to celebrate with us for our wedding. That in fact, there are some of them I even saw that I had not even seen before during the wedding. So I believe that it means like they just came back. They were like, oh, they're so sorry. You know everything. One even collected my account number. They did money to me. They were like, oh, that I should go and make pepper chicken. So I took pepper chicken. I made pepper chicken, like I gave to them. So they were now saying that why am I on my own? That should come and join them. That should come and take champagne with them. So I now took champagne with them. What I noticed is that after that champagne, I didn't really know what happened next. The only thing I know is that I woke up the next morning and my husband was telling me that, oh, that's me and him, that we did it so much, that we were really knocking each other, and that I really liked it. I was shouting, I was screaming, and I said that I don't have any memory of us doing anything like that. I don't. Now said that me that I was wanting it so badly, and I said I don't have any memory of doing. I don't think I remember doing anything. Now said then that's me, that I was just wanting it, that maybe I was just tired, and that maybe I'm having. He just said something very funny. But what I noticed is after that period, my husband and I never did anything again. Like until after like 2 weeks, some of his friends came to the house again and they brought NSC. They said, oh, that one of them just got a contract and they have this culture of going to each other's house to go and celebrate, blah blah blah. So the same pattern, oh, go and make pepper chicken for us, come and drink with us and everything. The same thing happened. The next morning I woke up, my husband was telling me that, oh, we did so much. But what I now noticed the second time is that I saw some discharge, like I saw some things that indicated that I had done something with somebody, but I don't have a memory of doing anything with my husband. So I challenged him. I said, I don't have any memory of doing anything with you. Why is it that it's always when I'm unconscious I always doing stuff with me? Why are we not doing it? Why can't we do it now as I they look you like this, as me and you they look each other? Why can't, sister, oh my god, let's continue the story. Why can't we do it like this, like as all two of us they look each other like this? Why is it that it's every time that your friends are? Do you understand? Immediately he became angry. He said, what do I mean? That he knows that me I don't like his friends, that me I want to push his friends away. And I said, no, that's not like I want to push your friends away. But I just noticed that every time your friends come to the house, I just like I'll sleep up. The next morning you're telling me that we had sex and I don't even recall and everything. Oh, shall that go west? You're off for me. Oh, that go west? You're off. Do you understand? Before you know it now, everything now shall continue. After a month, I noticed that. Because normally his friends used to come like in intervals, like maybe like that one was like a week difference. Do you understand? But this one they went for like a month. We didn't see them. Do you understand? After that they now came back again. They said one of them is getting married, and they just got engaged and they want to come and celebrate in my husband's house. Me, I now stood up from the table, went upstairs. My husband came to me and I asked him that why is it that every time something is that don't they have houses? Why can't they invite us, like me and my husband? We should go to their house and go and celebrate. Why are they always coming to our own house to celebrate? Why are they always bringing drink? Do you understand? My husband brushed my curiosity off and just said that his friends just like to be around him. And I said no, I made the chicken and everything. They now said I should come and join them as usual. I should come and take drink with them. But at this point in time, I was not even really suspecting that anything crazy was going on. I just felt like probably I was not good with alcohol, so I didn't really want to take it. But they kept encouraging me and saying I should take the alcohol now, take the alcohol now. So they poured wine for me. Immediately we just had like a very big big sound from outside, like it sounded like a bomb. So everybody ran outside, like to go and check, like in panic to go and check what was happening outside. Do you understand? So before you know it, before they were coming, I didn't really follow them like that. So I carried the wine and I poured it away, and I acted like I had already taken the wine, like, but I did not take the wine. Do you understand? When they came back, they were not looking at us. They were not saying, yawo, you go there tired like this. So they kept asking me, you go there tired like this. So, and I said yes. So when I noticed that they were already giving me some, asking me some questions, everybody's wondering why I'm not sleeping, and I pretended to fall asleep. When I pretended to fall asleep, I noticed that my husband was telling his friends, this one, she don't even drink plenty, she could just go. You don't be like the other one. Do you understand? So it signified that there was somebody there before me, and he never told me that he even had another wife or another girlfriend or anything. Do you understand? So he took me upstairs. When my husband went downstairs to go and escort his friends out of the house, like all his friends were leaving, I ran downstairs and I picked a knife because I didn't know what was going on. I noticed that after like some 2 hours, he now came upstairs, and I now noticed that he was opening the back door. And that particular back door that is in our room, it leads to the house of the dog. Do you understand? I noticed that he went to open the back door, and then it was like he was bringing the dog inside, and I saw the dog approaching me. He brought the dog into the room while I was just lying on the bed, and it was just soliloquizing and saying that this one she could just sleep. Anyways, you go do your own so that money will come out. Do you understand? Before you know it, I now saw the dog approaching me. Like the dog was legit approaching me. The dog was trying to do something with me. So I noticed that my husband left the room the moment the dog climbed the bed. It looks like the dog already knew what he was supposed to do. So the moment I noticed that the dog was approaching me, I pulled out the knife that I took from the kitchen earlier, and I choked the dog and I killed the dog. I ran out of the house immediately, and I went straight to the nearest police station to go and report the case. Then I met this particular woman police that has empathy, and then she started telling me that she doesn't know what they can do, and that at that time you cannot just go into somebody's house, and that there's no evidence of what she's saying, that she's just saying it. But they took me in, that they took care of me, and there was actually nothing wrong with me. So the next day they said, okay, we'll go there the next day and let us go and check what is happening. When they got there the next day, my husband had already cleaned up everywhere. The dog was not even there. He even said that he doesn't have a dog, that his dog has died like 3 years ago, that his wife has mental illness, and maybe that's why she came to their side. But that policewoman actually believed me. Do you understand? Because after further investigation, they realized that his ex-wife died after about 6 months that they got married, and as at this time it was already 5 months into the marriage with me and this guy. So that woman police told me that that something is very suspicious. I should call my mom. So immediately I called my mom. My mom came to the police station. My mom went to the house with him. They tried to have a conversation, but it just didn't seem like he wanted to hear anything. He just said that they should go and tell his wife to come back to the house. Like, if she doesn't come back to the house, he doesn't want to hear anything. Immediately he called my dad, and my dad called me and told me that I don't go back to my husband's house now and everything. Even after my mom went to explain to my dad kept saying that I should go back to my husband's house and everything, only for me to find out that my husband actually credited my dad, and that's why my dad was calling me to come back. Do you understand? So this one police now told me that that this thing looks like it's very spiritual, this dog thing, that is very, very spiritual. So my mom now took me to this particular Orioke, that is like mountain that they used to go and pray all these celestial people. The moment they saw me from afar, that man just called me. He started shouting, he said, this is death, I can see death, I can see death. Apparently, as at the time that I was already, going to the Orioke and everything, time don't pass. 3 weeks, I already had like 3 weeks left. The moment the man called me and said, this lady, you have 3 weeks to live, and the only way you can see her life is if they call your father right now and he gets here. So immediately my mom ran back to the house. She explained to my dad. She told him that this is what happened. That she explained to her husband that this is what happened. The man said no, that he doesn't want to see anything. That she go back to my husband's house. That's my husband told him that is because I want to cheat, and my mother wants to support me to cheat. That is why me I ran away from the house. We are not in any Orioke, that we are lying to him, that we are trying to lie so that he will support us. The next morning, I heard that the man, that's my father, I heard that my father had already collected the sienna from my husband, and my husband told him that he will give him more and more gifts, and he will even change his house if he gets me back into the house. So my father opposed it, because apparently in the place we got a message that my parents were supposed to do like 7 days prayer for me, but my father refused. He said he wasn't going to come. So when we went back to the Celestial Church, the woman now said that the only way that I will stay alive is if we use my father to stay in between. That's because what was going to happen is that if my father had come with my mom, they would have prayed, they would have averted it, and they would have poured his back on his head. But now that my father is not supporting me, they have to pour it on my father's head. So they now told us that what we are going to do is that we are going to put something in the car after the prayer that we're going to. They said we should do 10 days prayer. We should wait and do 10 days prayer. After 10 days prayer, we will now go and spray something inside that Sienna car. We will now make sure that my father carries that car to go and see my husband, and my husband drives the car. That if my husband drives the car, then my husband is going to die and everything is going to be settled. But if he doesn't do that, then my dad is going to die instead of my husband. Do you understand? So we now went to meet my dad. I explained to him again that this is what they said, and they said he's going to lose his life if my husband doesn't lose his life. My dad said it's a lie. That what are we talking about? This one, that one, that one. All this while I was living in my parents' house. So he now said he wants to go and see my husband. That the man said he wants to come, he wants to see him and everything. Immediately I told my mom, we're very happy. We quickly poured the powder inside the car, and we reminded my dad that if my husband doesn't drive the car, that he's going to die. He said that also being superstitious, that all those churches they were telling us rubbish, that we should put the powder now, that he's just looking at us, he's laughing at us. Do you understand? So he drove the car there and everything. My father came back with bundles of money, provisions and everything. We now asked him that, did he make sure that my husband drove the car so that nothing will happen to him? He said, which car? What are we talking about? That my own husband is a good person, that even took him out to eat, that he bought him food, bought him that, he even promised to change the Sienna, that you promised to do this one, do that one, that me, I don't want to go and stay in my husband's house, I want to go and be doing runs up and down, that you already see, I see my future, that me, I want to be a runs girl, but he will not allow me, that he's going to make sure that my husband comes back and he comes to carry me from this house, blah, blah, blah. And that man had already told me that the moment I step foot into that man's house, 3 weeks or not, I'm going to go. Do you understand? So my father now said that he doesn't even understand what I'm saying, but tomorrow, that he has told my husband to come and carry me, and they told me that my husband must not see me until he drives that car. If not, it is me that is going to die. Do you understand? So I was hiding myself. I became very scared of my dad because I didn't really understand what was going on. Before you know it, my mom now told me that she wanted to make dinner for all of us. So my mom made dinner and stuff. She gave my dad food, gave me food. We all ate that night. The next morning we woke up, my dad was dead, and we didn't know what happened and everything. Me, I thought it was because of the whole thing that happened. Then maybe because of the powder that we put and everything. Later onwards, life continued. I did not die. Although I feel like some things are not really moving for me forward like that because of what has happened. But at least I'm alive and everything. One day like that, my mom and Nana got into an argument. That was when she now confessed to me that it was her that took my father's life. Like she was one that literally poisoned him. I am very angry as my mom. I am pissed off. I did not know that she did that. I thought it was, from the spiritual people. I didn't know it was my mom that orchestrated the death of my dad. I am so mad at my mom. I have already moved out of the house. I'm currently in my friend's place. I don't know what to do. I am angry at my mom so much. But again, my friend is telling me that I should go back home. That's because my mom really loves me and she didn't want me to die. That's why she made that sacrifice. But still, I feel very bad and I'm angry that she never even told me. I mean, I thought it was just like normal occurrence death, only to find out that it was my mom that actually took my dad's life to save my life. I am angry. I love her for what she did, but I'm angry at her. This follower needs to advise. Please advise her.
Treated the case of a lady who discovered that her husband, Lord Jesus, and his friends, they have a WhatsApp group where they actually plant cameras in their homes and they sleep with their wives, and these women do not know, and then they record it and then they edit it and they share it in that group. The guys now say, Baba, do this angle well, fire this spot well. And after they are done editing, they now put it on a porn site and they get paid for it. Now, this lady discovered from, how your kid is just playing with your phone, Daddy, Coco Melon, something. And then the child now swiped into
the group chat.
The woman just said, and she's like, how can this man have this kind of thing on his phone? Only to check and expecting to see, maybe she was already angry that, why are you doing something like this? And she now saw herself.
Hey!
Love doctor. Shout out, because we treated it. And then herself and him, and she's like, she checked through that page and she now saw at least over 40 videos. Well edited that, and then she followed links and saw that it's on his site. So about 2 out of the 11, one has a fiance, one has a serious girlfriend, the other 9 are married. And all these women do not know that their intimate moments with these men that they call their partners
are being shared.
So they are making money from this. And these men are getting money from this.
So which means there's a high possibility that you might be dating a guy now and the guy is making
content
videos
creator.
of you.
Is that grounds enough to leave?
I'm leaving. I discover that you went somewhere else. That thing will break me.
A Pornhub morning where your videos are.
It will never be my portion in Jesus' name. You have to understand that something like that, you have not just
they are making like $50,000.
You have not just offended God. You have offended me as a woman. You have offended that woman's womb that bore children for you. You have offended the woman's dignity. You have offended like the institution of your marriage, the sanctity of that home. How do you share your own intimate moments with your wife? Like Song of Solomon calls the woman, you are the fountain that only I drinks from. And then you go and start sharing those moments with other people.